What is up, Sports Spectrum fans? Jonathan Isaac here, founder of the really dope Christian footwear and apparel brand called Unite Us. This week, we're partnering with Sports Spectrum. All you have to do is use code SS10 at weareunitus.com and check out for a discount. Thanks so much.
All right, Sports Spectrum, we are here at Super Bowl 59 on Radio Row. It's always an honor and a privilege when you can talk to a Hall of Fame quarterback, and it's Warren Moon here today on behalf of NFL alumni and an important Gear Up campaign that's raising awareness for cancer screenings. #1 Hall of Famer. What's up, Warren?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Enjoying your week? It's coming to an end here.
I know. We're towards the end now. We're taping this on Thursday. I was here since Monday, and Monday it was like a ghost town.
That's what I heard.
And then Thursday it looks like everybody has decided to show up.
Well, the streets are going to be that way, too.
Oh, I know. Well,
They've been pretty tame until probably tonight, and all the fans start coming into town. And
right.
This place is going to become what New Orleans is.
Yes, it is.
A party city.
So many people know you as the Houston Oilers' longtime quarterback, but many people may forget you're actually a former Kansas City Chiefs quarterback.
I finished my career in Kansas City and loved the 2 years that I was there, and still have a lot of really good friends there. I still visit. I'm a season ticket holder, believe it or not. So I've watched this team play a lot.
There is something really unique about the culture in that program. Obviously, winning helps, but like the fact that they've been able to do what they've been able to do. You've been a part, seeing the league for so many years. What's your impressions on watching what the Chiefs have been able to accomplish these last 5, 6, 7 years?
Well, it starts with ownership, and Clark Hunt is a solid owner. You learn from his dad, Lamar, who helped us, start the AFL and went on to the NFL, and he was in the first Super Bowl. So it starts with that, and then he's just done a great job of solidifying the Chiefs in that community. Then he brings in an Andy Reid, and then that just kind of takes it to another level, the way Andy's coached that team. And Brent Veach, their general manager, the type of talent that he's been able to bring in. So, they're one of the model organizations in the league right now. They've had a lot of success, and then they do it the right way. They do it very low-key and not a lot of controversy. You don't hear a lot of bickering or anything within the walls, and that's the way you want to run your business.
I never thought we would see another team dominate the way the Patriots did, and they did it for an 18-year period. But Kansas City, what they're doing right now is so unique and special because 5 Super Bowls in 6 years, like that's insane to me to see that.
Well, Patrick Mahomes and a lot of that football team that have been together, that core group, Chris Jones and those guys.
Kelsey, of course.
One of the best starts to a career that you can have. There's never been a quarterback that's had the start to a career that he's had. This is his 7th year. This is his 5th Super Bowl.
He's not even 30 years old
yet. Got 4. He would have 4 wins if he wins this weekend out of 7. I mean, no quarterback in the history of this game has gotten off to that great a start. So if he wins this one and does something that nobody has ever done before, win a three-peat, you got to put him up there with the top to ever play the game.
Yeah, I think he's right below Brady.
Tom has 7, but he played 22 years. I don't think Patrick will play that long because he doesn't need to. But just say if he plays another 7, 8 years and gives him a 15-year career, does he win 2 or 3 more Super Bowls?
Very possible.
So, you got to put him up there.
Yeah. I'm sure you've been asked this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. If you were playing today, I feel like you would be – your numbers were insane for when you played in the 90s. And many people have said, if Aikman and some of these other guys played today, their numbers would be higher. I feel like you might throw for 6,000 yards if you played today in the way the systems are.
I think you're right. And they've added another game,
That's true.
17 games as opposed to 16 that we played.
Yes.
And then they're talking about going to 18 now. So it's going to the numbers are even going to be bigger. So, and then the way the game has changed to a more spread, wide open type of game like we ran when I was running the run and shoot.
Yes.
The rules have changed. The quarterback's being protected better. The wide receivers, you can't touch them as much anymore and be physical with them. Yeah, it's a little bit easier game to throw the football, I think.
Warren Moon's here with us on Sports Spectrum, the Hall of Famer. We're going to talk about this Gear Up campaign with the NFL alumni in a second. I want to ask you, because we are sports and faith, and I don't know where you are even with your faith, and that's not my business to ask, but I would love to ask, when you played, what was the culture of faith in terms of prayer before games, Bible studies? What was it like playing in the time that you played and the incorporation of faith into the world of football?
Well, we definitely had our Bible study the day before. I mean, the morning of the game, or sometimes depending on where we were on the road, we'd do it the night before. We definitely prayed as a team before we went out on the field.
Yeah.
I had a very special relationship with my minister when I was playing for the Oilers. So he would call me every morning, and we'd do prayer over the phone, and we just do our own session, because I didn't go to the Bible studies in the morning. We just did our own prayer.
Yeah.
But I grew up Methodist. My mother had us in the church. I went to Bible study every week. I went to vacation Bible school in the summer times.
Yeah,
So
sure.
it was a big part of my life, and she made sure that spirituality was a big part of our family life, and there's no question I've benefited from it, because I've been through some highs and I've been through some lows, and without that
faith,
and that
foundation,
it just levels you out,
Yeah.
and keeps you centered. That there's something higher than you. There's somebody that you want to try and make sure you're doing the right things for.
Yeah.
That was a big reason for religion in my life and in my kids' lives, because I raised them the same way.
Yeah.
And it's something that you don't want to talk about a whole lot to everybody, because everybody's religion's
different.
a little
Sure.
bit different. But I know what it means to me, and it's a very, very important part of my life.
No, that's great. And I know it seems very outspoken. I mean, obviously, we're asking these type of questions to the Eagles and the Chiefs this week, and there's many faith-filled players, including, you mentioned Clark Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs, is a very faith-filled man. So I think it's really good to have some foundation and something bigger than yourself, right?
No question about it. And that's what, like I said, kind of keeps you centered, and something that keeps you from, when you think you might do something wrong or make a mistake or whatever, you look to the high and mighty and say, no, I can't do this, because I don't want to let him down. And that's what my faith has more to do for me in my life, and the way I carry my life is making sure I don't let him down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Lord is who he is, and we just want to do the best we can to honor him.
Yes.
This is awesome to have you here, Warren Moon. Tell us about working on behalf of the NFL alumni in this Gear Up campaign.
Yeah, I'm working with the NFL alumni on the Geared Up campaign against cancer.
Yeah.
And we're just encouraging people to go out and get screened for cancer. There's so many cancers out there that you sometimes are walking around, don't even know you have in your body. And the only way to detect those things, unless you start seeing some symptoms, is to get screened, right? So colorectal cancer is probably the leading cause of death in the country from cancer.
Wow.
But you can walk around with it and not know you have it. The only way you can really find out is either when it's too late,
right,
or if you go and get screened for it. So that's what we're encouraging people to do. And I've been involved in this program for about a year now, and it's been very successful. And we have players all over the country doing this in their different communities. That's one thing the NFL alumni does. We're not finished with the game when we retire. We still have communities we live in. We still want to try and mentor young kids. And we just want to make sure our communities stay very healthy. And the only way to do that is to get these screenings against cancer, because everybody's been affected by it in some way, some form, some fashion.
You can't find a person in this world that hasn't been affected by it, or know somebody that's been affected by it. I just turned 50 last year, and that's the year. It actually was 45, but when I went to the doctor, they were like, hey, you got to get tested and screened and make sure you're good. And it's just something you don't think about when you're younger.
No.
And then the older you get, you're like I'm talking to you at 50 now, and I'm like, yeah, these cancer screenings, they are vital.
I just lost my godmom 2 months ago to cancer. I have a buddy now that has brain cancer. I have another buddy with stage 4 colon cancer. So it's everywhere, and it not only affects the person who has the cancer, but it affects the family.
The whole family.
It affects the friends. It affects everybody around it. So
yeah.
We got to get rid of it. There's a lot of research being done to try and get rid of it. Until that happens, go get screened.
Yeah, definitely. Go get screened. Real quick, Warren Moon, have you been asked to make a pick? Are you making a pick for this Super Bowl?
My pick is Kansas City because I played there.
Yeah.
I finished my career there. I have tremendous respect for Patrick. We had the same agent when he came out of college, and so I got a chance to meet him, when he first came out, and has followed his game since he was at Texas Tech when he was in college.
Yes.
So he's been amazing since he's been in the league. He's a really good kid as well. I know his mom and his dad, so just comes from a good family, and he's having success, and it's not surprising because he's a competitor and he's very, very tough.
3 in a row. It's never been done in the NFL.
Never been done. And I'd love to see that greatness. A lot of people are tired of seeing the Chiefs win, just like they were of the Patriots. But, you know, you can't argue with greatness. If they're the greatest, one of the greatest teams ever, we'll find that out on Sunday.
And we get a chance to watch it and be a part of it as fans, as former players. Listen, the Hall of Famer Warren Moon with us here on Sports Spectrum. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.